Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me again. Today I'm going to be discussing my time in the Vivobarefoot Tracker 2. Okay, so what is the Tracker 2 by Vivobarefoot? This is primarily a walking boot. They're actually waterproof, and I can vouch that they are waterproof up until a point, which is really good for hiking and walking through mountains and anywhere where there might be wet grass and things like that. For a barefoot boot, they are a very rugged construction, so they're very strong. They've got the Vivobarefoot firm ground outsole, which is really capable for most situations, and it gives a nice blend of ground feel with them being barefoot. So it's quite a thin sole with these 4mm lugs on the bottom, just gives enough traction for most walking scenarios other than crazy mud or snow, things like that. So the makeup of the outsole gives that really nice balance of giving just enough ground feel. They are zero drop, so the same height in the forefoot as the heel as well. So it gives a natural movement, if you like, a natural footbed for the feet to sit in. And overall, it is a really good construction. I think that Vivobarefoot in particular have a real eye for detail. They design their shoes and boots really well, and they put a lot of design features into them, which is really nice. It shows that they put a lot of energy and time and effort into the design of their shoes and boots, and these are no exception. Let's go through a little bit more on the construction. It's a leather upper, so it's nice and durable but breathable and comfortable as well. They did this brown colour and also a black colour obsidian, which my wife has and wears all the time and absolutely loves them. And I think that both colours look really well in this boot. There's a little bit of accent of red on this in the laces and also on the pull cord on the back, and just a few little design features where there's red incorporated as well, and of course the Vivobarefoot V on the sole as well. So I think overall the look of these boots is absolutely excellent. I think they look really purposeful. I think they are really well designed up to a point, and the little design features that feature on the eyelets and things like that for the laces are just a really nice touch. It shows an absolute premium product, which is what you're getting here, and that is also reflected very much in the price tag. These are the most expensive barefoot shoes I've ever bought. So I think that it does show in the design where the money goes though, because they are a lovely looking boot. So I'm going to be discussing some things that I really like about this boot and also some things that I didn't like, and those negative points have been a big issue for me. So let's start with things that I like and positive things about the Vivobarefoot Tracker 2. Okay, as I've already mentioned, one of the things that I really like about these boots is how they look. The design is really good. They look like a really capable walking and hiking boot. So I really like the way that these boots look. As I've already mentioned, some of the design features make these look like a premium walking boot, and that's exactly what they are. I like the fact that obviously being barefoot, you get that ground feel and that ground perception, and it's really nice as well. There's quite a lot of structure, even though it's got some really nice padding around the heel and the ankle area. It's quite nicely structured at the same time as well. So it gives you that confidence, if you like, to walk further over rugged terrain. Another thing that I like about these is the materials. I think that they have used excellent materials. It's a really good choice. They are waterproof to a certain degree. I mean, if you went all the way up to here in water, you'd probably find that your feet would get wet. But just standard, you know, walking through light streams, puddles, wet grass, things like that, things of that nature, these cope absolutely fine. They are really good at being waterproof, I've found. Another positive of these is they come as standard with a thermal insole. This is Vivobarefoot's patented thermal insole. It really does work in keeping the feet warm when things are pretty cold or wet underfoot. It's a really good design. Now these are a wide toe box. Being a barefoot shoe means that they allow room for the feet to splay. So they're actually foot shaped in the toe box as opposed to shoe shaped, which tend to have a very narrow point at the front of the shoe, which tends to cinch and crunch the toes in. And these are completely the opposite. There's plenty of room in there for the toes to splay and the foot to have a natural feel through the gate. I like the firm ground outsole. I've had these in the Vivobarefoot Primus Trail 2, which are more of a shoe, a running shoe, and I've used those loads. I even did an ultra marathon in those where I ran 35 miles in them, and it's an absolutely brilliant outsole. It's just got enough tread on there to keep things nice and steady. It's confidence inspiring when you're going through anything that's just a little bit gravelly or a little bit muddy. Works really, really well. I love this outsole. It's a really, really capable outsole. So what are the things to dislike about the Tracker 2? Are there any negatives? Anything that I didn't get on with? Well, yes. This boot has actually been quite a big disappointment to me. I was really, really looking forward to getting a pair. Like I say, my wife's got a pair in the obsidian colour, in the black colour, and she literally doesn't take them off her feet leaving the house. All the way from sort of October time when the weather changes, all the way through to the spring. She wears them, she loves them. They've got a really nice patina to them now because she's just worn them. She says they're the most comfortable boots that she's ever worn, and she just absolutely loves them. So I was really looking forward to getting these to give them a try, and I was hoping to get on the same, but to be honest, some of this might be down to a sizing issue, because in every other pair of Vivobarefoot that I've got, and I've got quite a few, and I've had a few as well that I've tried, and I am always an M42, so a men's size 8 basically. I got an M42 in these, and they were a real struggle to get on, and once I was in there my toes were scrunched up against the end. So the sizing is obviously different in these boots than it is to basically the rest of the range that I've tried of Vivobarefoot. And that's a real problem for me, because I had to size up then and go to a M43, which is about a UK size 9. And to be honest, they never really fit quite right. And I still, despite them being a little bit big and me having to wear big hiking socks with them, even if I was just throwing them on to walk the dog or something, which is a bit of a, I don't know, I know it's not much, but it is a bit of an inconvenience, and it's just a bit of a pain, to be honest. So even though I've gone size up, which means my feet are rattling around in there a little bit, unless I wear huge socks with them, they're still, despite being a size bigger, really difficult to get on. I have to undo all this lacing system really wide to allow my foot to just slide into them, and then it's tightening them up again. And I don't know whether it's just this pair that I had, but I think one of the side lacing loops around this bit here, on most of them, as I'm putting them on, I can just pull the laces round and sort of clip them in and then put them around these loops here in the top, which is absolutely fine, they go in there no problem. But this one here on this boot seems to be sewn in at a slightly funny angle, and it doesn't matter how much I try, I can't get the lace into that loop. I have to use both hands. I have to sort of hold it out with a finger, then put the lace in, and then cinch them tight and actually lock them down and get them into place where I want them. And I know it's not much, but I'm being picky because these were so expensive. I think that things like that shouldn't really be an issue. And I know on the boots that I replace these with, there's actually a permanent eyelet that you have to feed the lace up through, and it stays in there like a solid loop the whole time, which for me is a much better design. The boots that I use to replace these with, like a Deacon 2, I'll put a little image of them and what I'm talking about on there now, and they're far more comfortable. They're true to size, so I went with a size 8, and they fit absolutely beautiful. I'm wearing them right now, that's why I'm looking down at my feet. They're a really lovely boot, and they're so comfortable, and they fit exactly how I thought these would, but they didn't. So overall, I've been really disappointed with this boot. They're a great looking boot. I just haven't got time for them, to be honest, which is a shame because I'm sure they're a capable boot. And I'm about to sell them on now, and I'm sure whoever gets them, if they've got the inclination to, you know, do the lacing every time that they put them on, that they'll really like them. But for me, I can't really recommend them. Whereas if my wife was doing this review, she will recommend them, you know, hands down, without a doubt. As I say, she wears them loads and absolutely loves them. But for me, I just didn't get it. But my new boots from Vivobarefoot, I absolutely love. So these will be sold on, and I'll carry on using the Tracker Deacon 2, which I've got. Have you tried these boots? Have you tried the Tracker 2? How did you get on with them? I was actually speaking to a guy who wears solely barefoot shoes like myself, and he's a proper outdoorsman. Tim, if you're watching, I am. And he had a pair of these, and he was the same as me. He didn't get on with them at all, but he swapped them for the Tracker Escape with the big chunky soles. They're a great looking boot as well. And he said he didn't get on with these, but he loves his other Vivo boots, whereas I'm exactly the same. I didn't get on with these at all, but the boots I've replaced them with from Vivobarefoot fit much better, sizing's great, and I just absolutely love them. So I know that Vivobarefoot can do fantastic shoes and boots, but for me, these just weren't it, which is a real shame, but it's just how it is. Have you tried these boots? Do you have them? Do you love them? Do you hate them? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, please, if you like this video, then give me a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you again really soon. If you want to see some other Vivobarefoot videos, then check out this playlist here. And if you want to see how I got on with the ultra marathon, running 35 miles in the Vivobarefoot Primus Trail 2, then check out this one here, and I'll catch you again really soon. Alright, cheers guys, bye for now.